Take it away.
It's over 40 degrees here in Saudi Arabia, but blank, a fell chill has swept through the studio as we are going over to Vikendi. Jason's laughing at me for my dramatics, but I feel it. I'm feeling it.
Exit stage left.
Excellent.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Well, that was for you. Please leave my commentary desk now, sir. It is time for Vikendi, and I wish to commentate Vikendi and not play out an entire play.
That's fair. That's fair. But it doesn't mean we can't script it.
We could do.
You know? We do it in iambic pentameter, rhyming couplets.
That's right. The only problem is, though, is that with Vikendi, we can't predict what's going to happen here, so we can't script anything.
That's fair. That's fair. I am with, I'm kind of with Max in that Dino Park is one of my favorite areas of this map, but I'm kind of against him because I wanted to finish in Dino Park. That's what I'm always looking out for in every single time I cast Vikendi. Dino Park finishes.
I'm not dropping in Dino Park. Look, it's difficult. You know, you're rolling around, you're going to the ticket booths.
Those dinosaurs are scary.
There could be anyone there. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm getting absolutely terrified of the dinosaurs whilst I'm playing. You know, I'll grab an M4, I look up, it's a dinosaur, I look down, it's an angled foregrip. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not so bad. I look back at the dinosaur, and then I have to find a compound. So all in all, very awful time.
You know Chris Pratt. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
That's Max's job, right?
Right, that's Max's job. He's got blue on lock, right? He's got the Raptors along his side, but none of us can quite play PUBG Mobile the way that Max does.
That's true. That is true. I don't know, Seven might give him a run for his money.
Actually, yeah, he does carry us in most
I'm not
games.
sure. But if, if you're interested in just how these teams are going to deal with Dino Park and the rest of Vikendi, then you should be watching together with us. Watch PMWI together in the in-game esports center with your friends to win PMWI special sets.
And also, the 2022 PMWI gun skin and outfit is available. You can grab those packages that are on sale for a limited time, and it's a limited time. I'm going to have to leave that alone for the time because BTR have just dropped in the same compound as Deadeyes Guys.
Trying to heat up Trevno. DBS already picked up by the Deadeyes Guys. Tommy gun as well. It's going to be loot fast as much as you can. What have you got to be able to put into this fight? It's like a micro Uzi there on the top floor. Good nade, but it's spotted out. The off angle from Luxy. It's the Tommy gun. Say hello to my little friend. DBS for Luxy to finish that one off. The final nail in that coffin, and that's the first elimination. $2 grand found for Luxy.
Go on, Luxy. Get that money in the bank. That's what we like to see. And now Deadeyes Guys, they're on the back foot. They're running away. They've got the Thompson, the M4, and another Thompson in hand. They're looking to unleash a hail of bullets upon Bigetron, but they've already got the first strike upon them. Great little hot drop here for them in Trevno. We can get a little bit more done.
If they can get the team elimination as well, that'd be huge news for their bottom line. They're biding their time. They're not going super aggressive, and in these urban environments, when you know that they're going to be playing with shotguns, with SMGs, you can't be taking those risks. You can't be overextending. So taking it slow and cautious, probably good.
Absolutely. Chari, though, as I was snaking last game here on Livik, looking to get something done here, but BTR moving up as a team, as a line, from compound to compound, shooting off the DBS to frighten the opposition.
Oh, it's the double DBS action coming through from two players from BTR. But they're on the top floor. I feel like, I mean, it has got a fairly decent range, I suppose.
Yeah, you've heard of the Siberian Husky, but have you heard of the Indonesian Husky? This one's coming to grab you. Falcons are just moving across the map at the moment. Damar, the UMP, said how deadly this weapon can be, but open roads, looking for a vehicle. Most of these teams, that is the idea at the moment. You can see in your bottom right, already the snowmobile is in effect as most teams start to move across.
7C. Maybe wanted to regroup, but powerful spotted. Sarang gets a lick of damage in, but it is traded off. Never alone with that DBS. We've seen it be so brutal. It seems like everyone's wanting to pick it up this time around. And Sarang doesn't want anything to do with it. Here's the bad news as the ka-chunk Sends his legs a quiver. Runs away for the hills, powerful. Again, pushing in. Microzy in hand, straight down the stairs. Turns the corner, gets the damage in, and is followed up with the DBS as well. But backup is in for 7C as they swell around the ground floor. And now the pressure is on for Falcons to take the top. In goes Spray God and lives up to the name. First knock goes through. Aladdin wants to pursue this one. Around the corner, it's never alone. Sat alone in the bathroom, has the DBS. Has he got enough rounds? No, he does not. 7C back up their team up the top beautifully, and Falcons lose 2.
And 7C come crashing down on the enemy team here. Falcons here in Dobro Mesto. And they're really struggling. 2 eliminations, though, already found for them. Falcons are sent running, sent packing here. Away as fast as possible. And 7C can now comfortably loot the rest of this compound over towards the western side of the map. Falcons have nothing else to do but just send it running.
2 players left alive. Keep yourself alive, get some points on board. First place worth $60,000, remember, here at the Afterparty Showdown. And every point matters. Falcons know that all too well.
Vampire Esports up towards the north side of the map in Zabava. Another team also here, S2G. So they took the northern approach on this game. Stoned. So looking for more race to shut the door. You can't see me now. Door's closed. Hasn't anyone ever heard of. Knocking on this door first before sending it in to take my vehicles.
I'm missing something here. I feel like you're expecting me to get something on this.
Yeah, well, thanks for the memories, John. Even if they weren't so great.
Oh. Got it. It's good.
S2G.
The line's good, but, you know.
No, it's all right.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, no, it's definitely great.
Even if they weren't so good.
No, great.
Is it great? Oh, no.
No, don't look this up. Stop. No, no, stop it. It's fine. No, we can do it. No, we do it after the game. No,
it's a
fine.
mid-game Google.
No, don't do the lyric. Look, you just need to be dropping some lyrical mayhem on this match right now, because S2G extremely close to Vampire Esports. This way it could really go down.
That is fair. At the moment, S2G not really taking a close quarters fight just yet. Vampire Esports on the verge, on the precipice of getting it done. Not really.
And I was right, wasn't I?
Oh no.
I was correct. Anyway, don't ever question me on my Fallout Boy lore ever again. Vampire Esports moving through. Grenade. S2G still Razy. Closed that door earlier on, but Schweppes has a good idea. Nade's over, and it's clean, but Razy's able to just shield himself, fend off the shrapnel somehow with a pan in hand, just blast it back.
Seemingly an unstoppable force. Curtailed.
Ooh.
Another nade in. That one could be good. That's on the money. Razy can't stand up to a second. He used one of his lives there. Schwepp gets across just about. Silas with the G36. Not quite able to get the job done.
Razy does go down, and Schweppes would love to confirm this, but Silas with such a good oversight on this fight. This is a really, really good place to take down the enemy team as well. Nice knock onto Schweppes here. Bullets come back their way, but this is right inside the circle, and it's a classic Vikendi circle as well. You've got half of a circle over in the blue at the moment. So a lot of these teams making a massive run up towards the north side of the map.
Tries to pop a nade, tried to rebound it off the door frame there to just get that flush, get that confirmed. Look at the earnings on the right-hand side of your screen. 24K so far for S2G. Locked in that fight. They're already 10K clear of Stalwart at 14K. Wow.
If they can win this fight between them and Vampire Esports, they might be setting themselves up for a back-to-back, but Stoned. Nade goes through, will finish off Razy and take home the first special elimination there, $2,000. I think it was Stoned who threw that grenade, though, but, you know, it was, in fact, Schweppes who got the initial knock, so we'll give it to him.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Kelsey for one. Silas with the flush.
Oh, that's a cheeky angle.
That is pretty nasty, isn't it? Oh, dear. That's even cheekier. Silas! Oh, my goodness me. Zuxi, you can't be missing those. That was a sitter, if I ever did see, but Silas snakes away.
Yeah, Silas clambering onto the side. You can see his legs moving but the body not quite getting over the railings. And I think Zuxi was as surprised as I was looking at that. Hamzy, though, comes underneath. Ravenclaw takes the DBS to the face. And somehow S2G are still keeping this one up at the moment. Unfortunately, Hamzy goes down, which leaves S2G down to just 2 players remaining, which is still feasible here on Vikendi.
Hamzy maybe looking to just survive as long as possible. Kelsey and Silas, the last 2 for S2G now. Top earners so far on the day. With 2 players left, maybe that run will be cut short. If Stalwart are able to take this one down, they were 10k behind at the start when we saw the earnings earlier. Of course, that's a 10k chicken dinner.
Whoa, Schweppes, okay, doing the moonwalk in the vehicle itself. Just rocks it on backwards. In that situation, you have time to turn in that thing. It's going to spin right out of control on that hillside. I know, I've done it. So it just goes for the reverse. Respect, really. It's all ending here over towards the northeast side of Zabava. A lot of teams here right on the coast by this bridge that heads over towards Cosmodrome. You can see it off in the distance there. BTR on this little cross. It's very, very open right now betwixt here and the frozen river.
See in the top right of your screen, it's a really heavy northern shift on these circles so far. So about 50% of the land. I mean, it's good old Vikendi circles, and it seems like we're going to get another hard shift as well.
I mean, I said this earlier as well, so I mean, I think we're both on the same page here. Again, I would say this is even 60% water now, with this incredible circle that we're seeing on our screens. We love Vikendi because it just packs teams all into singular locations, but action comes through the nasty headshot onto Riyadh.
First team elimination seems to be just around the corner. 3 teams on 2 players. Riyadh with 1 of them down, leaving them with 2 there. Damwon Gaming trying to push Sanhok here, pushing up onto BTR's position. Find out all about the Titans from the east. Bigetron Red Aliens hold 1. Fabian goes down, gets flushed.
Song gets back into the shack, but it's Vampire Esports trying to make their way through, and a player goes down. It stops there, and he's stopped in his tracks by Damwon Kia.
Schweppes isolated as well from Stoned here in this position. Really not able to get back to it. Damwon Kia have oversight. S2G, they lost 2 of their players early. Nigma Galaxy, similarly unfortunate that you'd seem so in this position. Ralph now and Hamodi trying to hold off against Alpha 7. Ralph under pressure from nades, potentially an off angle from the back there for the backup from Hamodi. That nade needs to be good, but it's a little bit long. Only gets a little bit of damage onto Revo. Sprays look good, but it's a little bit long. Only gets a little bit of damage. Ralph stays up, stays standing. Caught, and Hamodi pushes in. Ralph is knocked. It's a 1 versus 3. Spray is good for 1.
Hamodi!
More, but no, Carrillo takes him down at the right time there to save the squad. All 4 of them still alive, and that is a squad elimination.
Dear me there, Hamodi almost brought it home. When this guy was just absolutely tearing it up over in the PMPLs. And he has really been one of the rocks for Nigma Galaxy, and they're starting to add more and more fantastic players, but he was one of the real ones. Okay. That's all I'll say.
He's a real one. Big up to the real ones out there.
Yeah. Mainly Hamodi.
Just Hamodi, actually.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
I will say that Zuxi and Luxi, as Zuxi does go down, I'll say that BTR should really be having a good time here on Vikendi because, you know, being such a long-standing team, I mean, Zuxi and Luxi have played Vikendi competitively in the past.
Plenty of times. Teams that strike terror into the hearts of plenty, but over the top, DBS from the top rope, looking good for Silas. Turns for a second, and a S2G faltering under the purview of Schweppes there. Kelsey trying to hit the shot, but Pika picks him off.
Steals away the team elimination there as well, which Vampire Esports got to not be happy about. Stalwart looking to really bump up the numbers. You see that circle there, hard shift down towards southwest side.
Falcons.
Not really much else they could do there, but most teams still in this one.
Falcons were off the coast on the northwest. They're swimming. It's got to be pretty chilly. I hope they got their thermals.
You'd hope so, right? But again, it's getting hot here in the Afterparty Showdown. Deadeyes Guys Look up towards BTR. Still 2 players in this one. Down 1 Kia. Probably one of the only teams rotating right now alongside Vampire Esports. You have to drop out that vehicle because it is on fire right now.
Uh-oh, trouble for Alpha 7, or maybe more accurately for Down 1 Kia. They rock straight up into the sight lines, but they are pushing. They're going for the fight. Alpha 7 handle it. Beautiful stuff. And another team elimination coming through for the Alpha 7 squad. Really good news to try and get them a little bit more money on the cards as well.
Yeah, that was a rip and tear coming through from Alpha 7 on Down 1 Kia. Tried to reposition just a little bit, but this is a really, really nice spot for them. And they knew they were going to be safe here for a very long time. So taking up that position, so strong. It's across the road as well, so you'll see anyone that's trying to take up position with you. I don't even know who was in that car. It was going so fast.
Deadeyes Guys, I think.
Yeah, lightning.
Bigetron couldn't get the swivel. Only 2 players for Bigetron left standing after their engagements that they've had so far in this game. Riyadh just a little bit further away from them, but they're pushing in on the east side of this next circle, which is a little bit more landward. Cutting out a little bit of water for the first time.
Yeah, I think most of the teams knew pretty much where this circle was going. It's fortunate a lot of the teams are already in the circle on the southwest side, which is where the majority of the good compounds are anyway. But this road really does cause problems now. I think for Alpha 7, things become bad in the next circle should it shift away from their spot and they end up having to cross the road. But with the amount of people that's actually driven into their compound and they've been able to eliminate quite swiftly, we'll put it that way as well, you know, they should have a lot of smokes available to themselves. No vehicles, the smoke should be enough to maybe get into a hopeful position.
Riyadh should know that this rotation's coming through on the coastline for Deadeyes Guys. Do they have those sightlines? Because at the moment, these ridges are being played quite well. On top drops out. Oh, shots beautifully found from Chari. Straight back up to the players from Riyadh. Very nicely covered. And that gives Deadeyes Guys the chance to move on up towards these angles. But where are they getting shot from? It's Alpha 7. They're into the fight from the western side as the circle moves further towards them. And Deadeyes Guys are on the broadside.
Alpha 7's just partaking in all the action right here. Afioso, UMP with the 3x on side. He's keeping himself available and watching these locations. Chari back up in action. For a little bit more. Smoke's over there, but honestly, this is just protection. This is survival game for Deadeyes Guys at the moment.
Nice nade over towards the Deadeyes Guys to keep on top down. Slow the Deadeyes Guys encroaching push from the northern edge. Of course, Alpha 7 are doing work in that front as well.
Just dropping nades and looking for anything.
Ooh.
Munir seems decent. It
Feels
is good.
Oh. I think it was just before the res on top, which means that he didn't go down. Again, he took it on the red bar instead of on the res health bar. Alpha 7 taking shots over. There is an answer, but it's just not going to be enough. There's no way you get further than that. Alpha 7 pick up another team elimination. They're on track for the 5K.
Goodness me, there's another one as well. Call Alpha 7 the usher of the lobby because they are sitting these teams down at the moment. Shots into the vehicle, action. Taking shots from behind. It's BTR also joining into the fray, and that's STE out.
Riyadh eliminated by Alpha 7. STE with 2 players left there, Pika and Scry, losing their teammate across the way. That split didn't go well. Alpha 7 on the northern shore. Arbiters right now. Their presence felt by pretty much everyone. You can see 7C still going. A beautiful nade over the top. Comes in from Luxy. That's plenty of special limbs.
Oh yeah, smokes are plenty for Luxy and GenForce at the moment. Still moving through, but 7C still going strong. Fortunately, Madman pops his head up for just a little bit too long there. Luxy also hits the deck as Alpha 7 continue to just pressure everyone in the lobby. And look at the circle. Oh, it's horrendous for these other teams. And Alpha 7, they're ready to take this bad boy home.
Falcons finally spotted out in the water. Having attention sent their way. Damar is going to have to surface pretty soon. Can you stay safe from the hail of bullets being sent your way? 2 players from 7C have the attention sent this way. Bigetron, they did manage to get that res. There's another nade. Oh, God. That was so crucial that he didn't get knocked there for Bigetron's potential in this lobby.
Alpha 7 moving up. Remember, there's only 12 teams in the lobby, so 11 eliminations is pretty hefty for Alpha 7 here. 7C still just their side, but this circle just benefits Alpha 7 so much. We're going to get a quick replay on Mafioso. This is such a good spray down. So clean.
That G36 doing so much work and taking the vehicle out as well. Rod could not use it to reposition. Could it be another Bigetron nade over towards R8? Is that right? Is it far enough? It's good, but it's not good enough. Was that an immediate re-knock? No, it was taken on the red bar yet again. Luxy has spotted Mafioso, the G36 surgeon from Alpha 7. Resable position, though, will just slow them down a little bit. Potentially throwing a spanner in their works with their conflicts.
Bandar looking to move in, but there's a smoke, I believe, that drops down, but Genforce tries to throw a couple of more nades their way. Bandar stuck outside of the blue, moving up to Alpha 7's position. So many teams. How much more can they weather here, John?
How did he manage to make that cross? Revo trying to suppress this position, rolls all the way up to the wall, and R8 now have an outpost. They can try and slinky back, but no. Teammate knocked on the back. No way you're getting that res. 1 player for R8. Bigetron have that cleanly.
Huge amount of damage their way, but Luxy is still going. Mythic hits the deck, and now 7C, perhaps they even see a chance here for themselves in this game. They're taking a lot of damage. Luxy has to drop down again. Revo, excellent high ground angle. Has to drop back off the side, though. Keep himself a little bit more safe. Knows there's teams everywhere at the moment.
12 eliminations coming through from Alpha 7 in this low player lobby. Luxy picks up the final player from R8. This guy is on a tear. 6 elims of the 7 from Bigetron right now coming from Luxy alone. A knock onto Mythic, but Carrillo finally shuts it down. Genforce now last player for Bigetron. Alpha 7 still looking good, looking clean. 7C, however, on the coastline could prove to be tricky.
Alpha 7, goodness me, coming to Afterparty Showdown, may have not been in the PMWI, but that last World Invitational for the West Side, they took it with a clear point lead. Now they're looking to bring that kind of same power here into the Afterparty Showdown. Lovely name from Genforce.
He makes it into the shack as well. Does he have time to get this first aid off? I think he does. But that nade just needs to sneak its way in through the window. It will do just that. It's actually Alpha 7 to take it away. Aladdin has it pinched out, and that is Alpha 7 with another team elimination. This is a good game from them. The Falcons, by the way, managed to make it to the shoreline. In goes Mafioso with the UMP, wants to play close on this ridgeline. Spray God right underneath with the nade cooking, looking to try and take the fight. There's backup as well from the rest of the team.
Madman, Aladdin. Last one on this side, very, very low at the moment. Sarang just trying to throw some nades up, but it's Falcons. 7C all underneath. Alpha 7 have fantastic purview over the rest of this, and really 7C or Falcons, they need a lucky break here.
If the fight can be split up, if they can take the fight on 2 fronts, 7C and Falcons might be able to deal with half of Alpha 7 each potentially.
So unfortunate. This is the only real safe spots in the game, but the Molotov dropped down the side. Carrillo able to finish off Yusuf, up to 15 eliminations this match.
What a tear. And drops down for Damar. Oh, he might be able to handle something if he's on the swivel. No! Carrillo puts a stop to the mess. And now it's 7C. Need to take the fight with Alpha 7. Low HP bars on Alpha 7, but Sarang gets sat back. Carrillo the only one on full HP, but this guy can fight. This guy can frag. Aladdin around the foothills needs to get the trade. We'll be able to find one, but that is it. Alpha 7 clean up on Vikendi.
Goodness me, it's Carrillo dropping the shield wall. No one can get past him. And now they'll be on cooldown to the next match, and absolutely they will need to cool down here because that was unreal despite the freezing temperatures of that match. I would have been wearing a t-shirt if I was Alpha 7.
They were absolutely brutal in their northern side compound. They were on the swivel. Nobody was really trying to push them at that stage as well. Excellently executed.
Yeah, unreal circle for them, though. You've got to admit, like, directly on that top side, they drop up, head into a compound, don't have to cross a road, and he comes back up to them again. So, yeah, I think the way they played it, they definitely deserved it, though. Having so many teams crashing into them, it must have been a tough time.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff from the Brazilian team. Plenty of other teams with a lot of money earned that game as well. That was really, really good. That was just unbelievably good.
That was so
from
good.
Alpha
Yeah, that's all you need to say.
I kind of lost the words, pretty much. That's what I'm getting at, I think.
Okay.
I think overall. But we are going to head over to the standings to take a look at the points presented by STC.
Well, I think you can see why, ladies and gentlemen, John Allen is a cast-on analyst, because you can't say Alpha 7 are just really good and have that be analysis. But to be fair, he is right. A fantastic showing. 19 elims coming out of them, 29 points in total. Maybe I shouldn't be hosting anymore at this rate. They have been getting better and better as each match has gone on, and Brazil has shown the true power of what they can do.
Wow, and what an insane finish from these guys. And we were talking about it, Kalash, right? Before this game, they had zero
money earned.
Zero money earned. So they just had an incredible rise. Like 19 elimination from the guys is absolutely insane. And their compound, the fact that they survived 3 breaches in a row and still kept 4 players alive, you don't see that happen every day.
No, definitely. They defended it really well. They painted the town orange here when it came to Vikendi. I mean, looking at this, they absolutely blasted out. That compound, we were talking about it just before we came on, it has a natural advantage in terms of the northern barrier. Well, one, because it's near the sea, so it's kind of whatever. But also there's a cliff face there that you don't really have to worry about too many teams moving up against that. So just looking at the other angles as teams are coming in, but their awareness was hyper keen in this game to be able to provide them such a massive victory.
And also big respect to Mafioso in particular. He was constantly taking a little bit of a more vantage point towards the south, making sure he's keeping information clearance of the road. And no teams are going to try and third party. If he's not there, I think with all the breaches happening, a third party could have happened. So there's a lot of micro things that happen for Alpha 7 to get this far and get this many eliminations.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, it's not like they fought against 1 or 2 teams and had a good position, but they literally had to fight like turrets, taking every single team down that possible went after them. Getting a little bit lucky sometimes, thinking back to them versus Riyadh, and then that was at Stalwart Esports. They tried to actually steal those eliminations away, but then Bigetron chimed in to actually prevent that. I mean, all in all, and what makes me sad to say this is the fact we haven't seen Brazil be this strong in a very long time. Back to the Loops era, years and years and years ago. I think Blank mentioned during PMWL West a long time ago. And it's fantastic to see that this team has been getting better. They have been improving, because they were definitely a letdown when it came to PMGC this last year.
Yeah, it's been a little bit rough, unfortunately. But you know what? You still got these possibilities on these kind of stages to get back into it, so it's good to see. I'm happy to see 7C especially get a few extra points down there. I think the Steel team is going to take some time to find relevancy on an international stage. Hey, a few eliminations down there, it's cool.
I mean, aside from having a central circle position, given how rough this circle was, some teams' interesting approaches to the circle actually paid dividends for them. Of course, Falcons, they were in the sea for a long time and then came on. Must have been a bit chilly. And then likewise, 7C on the other side. That's right. 7C on the other side managed to kind of have their west kind of covered for the most part, moving on in against this. And then once you get up against that cliff phase, it's okay. But yeah, an interesting circle. It didn't really feel like a Vikendi game, if I'm honest, with the way the circle worked out. But
it was very, very north, and we kind of didn't expect that. I know Max, I guess, technically happy or sad, because he obviously wants to be able to cast a castle finish at some point. But you know what, gentlemen, let's actually take a look. Let's take a little bit of a look at Alpha 7 and their player stats here in this last match, just to see who really was standing out for their team. And as you mentioned, Mafioso and Revo doing some work.
Yeah, and especially Cario being able to get so many of those elimination confirmed when you had 3, 4 crashes in a row. He was getting all those finishing blows on the teams. And then, of course, you had Mafioso that was taking really good control of the southern edge, should I say, of the compound, making sure no one's going to get involved. But, man, that conversion rate from 7 knocks into 6 eliminations for Mafioso, 7 elims also from Cario. These 2 guys in particular really stepped up to the plate in this game.
Do you reckon Mythic did this on purpose? Alpha 7, 777. What do you think, Max?
I feel like this could have been a game casted by 7.
Quite a lucky game,
yeah, it's pretty lucky. I mean, lucky game. You know what? Yeah, fair. I was going to make a point, it's not a good point. I'm just move on.
That's fine.
I mean, there are a lot of 7s. 7 knockouts, 7 eliminations, 777 damage.
Evo 7-7.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, in his name, yeah.
Yeah, the name.
Nice try, Max. Nice try.
Thanks.
I'm helping. But still, I mean, the thing is, right, a lot of the money, a lot of what we talk about and focusing on when it's come to this part of the event, it's about the money. It's not about necessarily the placements. It depends on, obviously, what route you want to go. But technically, you could be a team that comes out doing exceptionally well in every match and win a lot of the match money. but also getting first place and taking home an extra $60,000. Like, realistically, you could just do that.
Yeah, I mean, one comes with the other. If you are the team that gets the first elimination, the squad wipes every single time, by default, you're going to be placing way high in the ranking.
Sure.
You can't do one and not get the other. They could just come in a package.
And the interesting thing about a game like this is, aside from maybe, you know, drops and stuff like that, the money that you would get from those, Alpha 7 could have potentially got a huge portion of the money from this game, considering they probably had more eliminations, more team eliminations, the first
special
place,
eliminations.
Special eliminations because they had nades.
They didn't get the airdrop, though. That was Genfos from Bigetron.
Okay, well, you know.
$1,000 gone.
I think that's the easiest thing to take away from them there.
But everything else, they absolutely dominated this game. Not only in actually getting the win, but also everything else revolving around the prize pool distribution.
Yeah, look at that. You just get barely in range of them, and they're just going to instantly spray you down. And this 2-2 split in particular, making sure the two last teams had no way to make it up that little ridgeline position and contest. Like, the control was huge, and it was just impossible to escape Alpha 7 there.
Yeah.
And the thing was, I think it was Blank saying, I mean, Carrillo putting down the shield wall so nothing could get through, but I think Carrillo is more retaliating there, shooting at everyone that shot in his direction, like his head on a swivel. But still, that's just one match. We still obviously have had a lot of teams do exceptional over the course of the event so far. I think for me, since we didn't touch on that much, is actually Bigetron starting to get into the event. I feel like there always have been a team that starts really slow when it comes to an event, then they start to warm up, and obviously with a 3-day event, you don't have much time to warm up before it's over.
Yeah, they did get the first elimination that game, so that's still something that came their way, right? But there has been some iterations in the roster that, like, it is going to take a lot of time for them to find their groove and find their comfort. So it'll take some time, but as you said, they're going to be a slow burner team. Tomorrow might be the day where they really step up big time.
No, definitely. And Luxie almost did 1,000 damage before it was goes down to Alpha 7, fully enough, while all of those fights are going on near that compound. So, yeah, they were definitely gaining speed, momentum, not the last one. And we actually have, of course, Blank was saying about Luxie, he's one of the guys that kind of stood the test of time in terms of performance. I would argue maybe there was a kind of a little bit of a drop-off for a little while. I think maybe it was based on some, you know, kind of teething problems with how the roster was being and things like that, maybe some changes.
Yeah.
But overall, still able to blast down. Still very clearly an absolute all-star.
Okay, well, if you guys at home want to play like the pros, you can pick yourself up a Sony 1.4 Xperia. As we have seen, it's been created in collaboration with professional players. It's also an official partner here of PUBG Mobile. And well, speaking of playing like the pros, maybe you want to learn on how they play in other games. We actually do have a video here with Alpha 7 and how they tried to play some basketball.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's got blue. I don't know. Luan, muito difícil. Pode escapar? Vai. Não, vai. Vem. Que negócio difícil. Não. Aqui, ó. Uma. Não. É muito forte. Outra. Outra. Nossa, é muito difícil, velho.
Well, maybe if the challenge was football or soccer, depending on the world you are, they would have fared a little bit better. But 3, not bad. He had the right form, right? Who was it, Max, that we saw move the shot?
I think it's
Senator.
Senator from Stalwart. He knew exactly. He's like, the rules stipulate you've got to be on the table. And he's like, what? They're a little bit closer.
But he couldn't hit the shots, unfortunately. But at least they can hit the shots in game. That's all that matters, right? That's where they win their money. They don't get money for the challenge, I think.
$1,000, I think, for the winners of that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why are we playing?
I asked. I said no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so angry.
Bro, look at me. I'm built for basketball. Come on. I would have probably just
so
saw the
am
shots.
I.
For that one.
That's my that's my kind of basketball, you know? Very short, guys. Come.
I mean,
I'm not getting off
if you did the basketball challenge, would you have been on a box playing that?
I'd have been on a box playing even that one, all right? Just saying.
Well, I mean, could you even reach the table to do it? Would you have been like,
I'm not that short. Come on now.
You're not Seven Worlds Gaming short, but
no,
we'll be coming up later on to actually show that one. But obviously, we obviously have another map coming up here. I believe it's going to be Karakin, if I'm not mistaken. We talked about seeing Livik for the first time. We're seeing Karakin now. I'm really excited to see how this one's going to go. You guys want to dive into that a little bit?
You want me to talk about Karakin?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Panzerfaust. Let's stop him before he gets all explosive. I'm
going to explode.
I'm scared, if I'm honest. There's not many landmarks to drop in on Karakin for 12 teams, to be fair. There is all that kind of tunnel system, which is interesting. You got sticky bombs, you got Panzerfaust. Everything could get very, very crazy very quickly on Karakin.
Yeah, and you got the G36C, also part of the weapon pool in this one. We saw some teams actually playing it last map over there on Vikendi, so it could come into play.
They're stirring the pot? I don't. What are they doing? They're stirring the... They stirring a coffee?
That's their thing. It means easy when they do that. Easy.
Yeah,
when they do that, that means easy win also. Like, it's just like celebration.
Yeah. When I do that, it means I want soup. Yeah.
Spaghetti also.
Oh, spaghetti, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Go away. You're not supposed to be here yet. Sorry.
I don't... I don't. Maybe when Avenger and Several's Gaming get in, they can tell us what that means for them, but this doesn't... Okay, well, anyways, I want to give a big shout out here to MasterCard as well, one of the sponsors here of this event, as well as Saudi Investment Bank. Again, without them, this event would not be able to be taking place. But for you guys at home, we do have a survey going out for you that we want you to take part in. You have a lot of time to do so over the course of these next 3 days. Make sure you head over to chat. Make sure you can see the link there over on any Tencent social media. So make sure to participate because you know what? It matters for us. We want to know exactly what you guys have to say. But there are also two gentlemen. We want to hear exactly what they have to say when it comes to this map. We got Karakin loading up. We got our new casters loading up as well for the first time for themselves. We got the teams getting ready, getting excited. I hope the two gentlemen to my left-hand side are going to be getting excited because we're going to be throwing on over to Seven Worlds Gaming. And you'll never believe the man who puts pepper in his coffee, Avenger.
Pepper in the coffee. I thought that was somebody else. But you know what? It wasn't that bad, Jason. But the way that steering thing, that means that they're about to start cooking because it's so easy. So Max was actually right.
Oh, right. Yeah, I get that. I like that. I think that makes sense to me as well. Like you're stirring the pot, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, obviously there's many different ways for you to celebrate or for you to show off and stuff like that. And obviously sometimes these teams, they have their own ways and their own impressions. And I just want to kind of throw back to the opening show and the kind of award that's going on for the best entrance here is pretty cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed obviously watching. Stalwart was one of them. Alpha 7 was pretty cool as well. Obviously,
yes.
Carillo here, the boys. And this is kind of mean, right? Or not mean, because it's kind of biased. You known the Alpha 7 guys for a long time. I've cast them this year. Really enjoyed their style of play. And now with Mythic in the lineup coming over from Rise, it's a absolute banging lineup. I love what we've seen from those guys, especially Alpha 7, also obviously last year's PMWI winners. So really excited to see what these guys are going to be able to bring throughout. And also, we are going to be joining and going in with these guys on Karakin here as our first map to catch 7. That is going to be amazing.
I have played this match plenty of times. And it's absolute madness because there is an underground system that you can sneak up on teams, and a lot of teams are going to have to keep an eye out on that too. And also keep in mind that on some of the buildings for Karakin, you are actually able to just knock down certain walls with C4. And if a player is behind that wall, he will end up getting knocked. So a lot of players are going to be keeping an eye on that too. But I do want to point out this circle path is actually going through maybe one of my favorite areas. It doesn't have a name, but it is smack down the middle of Karakin. It's a tall mountain, and you pretty much get to see absolutely everything. And I'm looking forward to seeing which team is going to try to take advantage of that mountain.
Yeah, my question is really how well do these guys know and plan out where they're going to be dropped? Because as you said, this underground, there's a lot of loot there, but you need to pop it open first. You just don't go in easily. And the question is, are they going to be focused on that? But not even anyone is actually going to go in the center here. That's quite interesting. And we're going to be seeing a lot of hot drops. I'm pretty damn surprised that we see S2G have all of the north to themselves, but the first elimination is going to come super soon here already. Falcon Yusuf is going to take down Deadeyes Guys super early on. That's actually the first one going out for that. That is unfortunate. More fights are going to be going on.
True love, though, being able to get that first elimination. Extra nice 2K for him. He's going to be happy about that. And I'm excited to see what some of the other teams are going to be doing here. I mean, we see Damwon Kia, right, going up against R8. Who's going to be able to strike first? And keep in mind, oh, there you go. Well, that was answered pretty fast. Prestige being able to just knock down Junie. That's going to surprise Damwon Kia. And they have to be careful because Nigma Galaxy is going to be able to hold enough angle there on the top of the mountain once they decide to rotate, if they do decide to rotate.
Yeah, exactly. And the first circle on this map doesn't really matter. It basically encapsulates every single part of the map except for the very north for this first one. A lot of other teams are going to continue this fight. R8, Damwon Kia will continue this one. The question is, what are we going to be seeing for it? Oh, here we see Deadeyes Guys taking down Damar as well. That's
just
a really
like
good
that.
one. Yeah,
that's 2K.
Yeah, that's faster than you can print money if you're doing so. Damwon Kia still in this situation. 7 Forest. You have a C4
that sound?
package. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Or not C4. It's obviously. Let's go. Oh, they're gonna push. Nice push there. Really, really closely knitted together for that. That's actually Deadeyes Guys gone out super early on this situation here. They did get one elimination with them 7, and that was obviously a good one. But Yusuf's going to be able to get taken up. S2G alone on the northern side. They're going to be pushing in towards that center spot that you were talking about, the high ground. And they're going to be taking some good control and information that you're able to gather from up there.
Yeah, for Team Falcons, I mean, we just saw that pop up. They were able to get 5K just by being able to do that. And then we have Stalwart Esports going for it. I mean, this was a team that was really, really good last week, and they're starting to carry that. I feel like 7C's not getting lucky here in Karakin. But as I mentioned, if you are going to be on some of these cities, you have to be careful because some of their teams will be able to set up. And guess what? Damwon Kia now playing a little bit defensive here as R8 Esports is currently going to be pushing. I just wanted to mention Team Falcons did get 5K, I believe, for that first finish. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of money online. 23,000 for the awards just throughout the match. It's crazy. These guys are obviously super focused on that. A lot of support in the audience, as you see here on R8. I assume that they have been really promoting them going into today, of course. The first time here for them at the Afterparty Showdown. Oh, another one.
And that's what I was talking in regards to being able to blow up some of the walls there, being able to surprise some of the other team. And now guess what? Instead of them having to go through any of the windows or any of the doors, they get a clear entry through that wall. And they're going to try to make this push here. Ida making the push to Junie. Is he going to be able to knock him down? He's not going to be able to knock him down. He does have the DBS.
Oh,
there you go.
DBS.
There goes the first knock. He's going to get the second one. He gets the finish on Damwon Kia. Great start here from R8 Esports. But guess what? Ha 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 Modi. Dun, 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 dun. It's currently going to be waiting for them to make a move.
I love that. The question is now, what does we see here? Oh, Yusuf. Oh, he actually got taken over himself here. Munir on Arad. Action finds Soxy from Bigetron. Munir with the AK there in the distance. He repositions. That's actually really well played. Good fight. We're going to see a real quick of a replay there with the DPS. Oh, that's a really good push. Another one. Double kill with the DPS there. That is super impressive by R8 Esports.
It really was. I mean, Ida, one of the best players from his region as well. For him to be able to do that, that's going to be a big confidence boost, even though, I mean, they've been doing all right. But I'm pretty sure they want to be able to get more of those match rewards and Team Elims. And guess what? Bigetron didn't start off too hot. They're currently having a little bit of an issue holding back Stalwart Esports. They are getting some support. Suxy trying to get a different angle here on top. Hopefully he'll be able to get one. And I think I see Luxy wrapping around too. Oh! Suxy gets knocked from top. Luxy not being able to get an angle with there's just so much terrain here on Karakin that actually kind of, I call this one the mini Miramar.
Yeah, that's true. Even higher on the very top as well. Also super accessible. You can just basically run straight up. You can see there in the distance, Alpha 7 is having their eyes on them, potentially with the eliminations that could come out. They're kind of holding them out, making sure that they could capitalize on that situation. It's on the south side, and especially here with the first circle, 7. There's so much focus on eliminations because there's not that much focus on getting into the circle, right?
Yeah, and I'm looking at what Luxy's doing right now. He is able to see Alpha 7. He is going to be able to see Stalwart Esports. But guess what else he sees? He sees that airdrop. And if that is the first airdrop to land, and he is able to collect that, it is going to be 1K.
They're going to get that risk off, it looks like, though, that they're going to be able to get up to 3 guys strong. Again, Bigetron. And then the question is, does Alpha 7 push aggressively on it, or are they just going to wait for that Stalwart fight to just unfold? Oh, Lord finds some good shots. That's really well played. Nice M4 spray on that, really controlled.
That is good. And being able to get that elimination, good as well. I'm surprised that Hamodi's actually not trying to rotate to get an off angle for his teammate.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I think they might be planning something else. You can see low right there. Oh, that's why, because they currently have Freak giving him some support. And the craziest part, I mean, with all these new maps that we are adding, they are so small that they're going to allow so many third parties. So if you are going to get into a fight, they have to finish off those fights quickly.
Exactly. Circle is closing shortly, and then the guys that are focusing on getting a good position, they can see if they're going to have to move. As you see here, Vampire already super focused, just like in the regular games with 18 players. Very focused on getting that position locked down early. The terrain and information, the high ground that they're able to get there is also super crucial for a potential win here. Again, $10,000 7 for this winner chicken dinner. It's going to be a good amount of money put out there. And they're actually going to be super happy with that shrink there. It's going to go on the west side. It's going to have Vampire dead center.
And I'm going to be looking at what else Nigma Galaxy is going to be doing here. Are they going to decide to rotate? Because if they are, they're going to be able to gatekeep R8, especially since they're already setting up two players. You can see one of the players from Nigma Galaxy starting to rotate to get an off angle. R8, though, trying to get some knocks, trying to get some finishes as well. And guess what? Luxy is found, and he is going to get eliminated by Stalwart Esports.
That's super unfortunate with that. Shots with Nigma Galaxy. You see Ralph in the distance. High ground really has a lot of information on this town here, but again, they are going to be forced to move just later. Ralph inside circle. Half of the city is inside as well, so they're not in a really early time here, but yeah, we'll see. Also, I have a lot of more zones coming down, but yeah, obviously the sticky bombs here in the very early, when we see these hot drop situations and in the towns, they are kind of crucial to that, also to get into the underground areas in some places.
And I mean, this is kind of what you want to see here from Lord. Just pray patiently, wait to see what RA is going to be doing. Your teammates are going to be able to gather so much more information. And you were talking about Bigetron being able to get that revive. Guess what? They were able to get the revive, but they did end up losing Luxy, sadly.
Exactly, and as you're pointing out with Nigma Galaxy and the high ground, Amadi, all these guys, they are pushing towards that R8, is fighting Grove, taking some fire. Ooh. On the other side, he's gone really low though. Half HP, he's going to take another peek. He's going to have the M4 in hand, does not connect the last shot to get the knock. Prestige pushing up as well. There are shots coming in towards him as well. He's also taking damage here. Prestige. Penta though, is pushing.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier in regards to the third parties. I mean, now Hamodi has been finished, and guess what? It has come back for a little bit too. The Molly as well, being able to get two players right there. Raouf coming back. Now it's only going to be Bandar waiting for them, and this is going to be a 1v1. Who's going to be able to win it? You can see Raouf there just pushing the action. Does he have any utilities? He doesn't have any utilities in regards to
spotted him.
Mollies or smokes, but they are going to try to go for it, and he needs to be careful, the player from RA, because Team Falcons might be able to spot him here and actually third-party him.
On Raouf, I saw those... Oh, here we go. Bandai only has a level 1 helmet, 30% damage reduction rather than the 40% that the level 2 helmet offers. So that's a really rough one. If he gets headshot in that situation, he's going to go down quite fast. Raouf pushing with them 4 in hand. He's going to finish off the eliminations that he found early on. Here's 7. That is really well played with that Molotov. That is super accurate right there with the throw. It's super hard to hit those Molotovs on point, and getting 2 knocks with that alone is just super crazy to see. Smokes are coming out, and he's going to grab all that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking for some grenades because he wants to go for that most special eliminations match rewards. I mean,
yeah, with the grenades, exactly. And also, you're on here in Karakin, you're not going to see the other special elimination. Obviously, when you get hit by cars, they're really hard. They're not as hard as the grenades. Mythic, one of the guys that had the most grenade eliminations throughout the PMPL Brazil region, and also we saw him really active throughout more as well. But the new circle is closing, and the question is, does Vampire keep this really greedy 4-way split throughout the center on the high ground for as long as they can? And obviously then when they see the next one, are they going to go together and stay as a 4-man here? It's that's a knock. Ravenclaw went down. We were just talking about it. It's greedy, and now Stone has to go towards him and help it. I think it could potentially have been Rad or S2G that found that Desha there, the closest player on Ravenclaw. But right now, S2G is definitely pushing really fast towards the south.
Yeah, you can see just Vampire Esports decides now to just get a little bit closer to everybody in Stone. He's going to try to get that revive. Hopefully he's able to, and guess what? Look at that zone. Alpha 7 is actually going to have a lot of area to work with as we're looking at that. And Team Falcons, I think Team Falcons, this is a fight that we've kind of been waiting for. Lower is currently not. He's more than likely going to get finished. As you see, Nigma Galaxy is just starting to back up and relocate themselves. And I'm looking at the zone Afterparty Esports. It looks like they were able to get that revive. And guess what? All right, Bandar. Oh, he missed. Rove misses Bandar just by a little bit. Does he have any nades or anything that he can use just to draw him out? And I'm actually surprised that we're not seeing many of the teams use the underground system, because sometimes you find the better loot underground when you play Karakin. So if you are going to be testing out Karakin, go under, as we do see the replay there of how Freak ended up getting knocked and eliminated as well with Lord.
A lot of teams here, obviously, with that northwest hard shift. A lot of teams are going to be coming in from that eastern and southern side. So a lot of focus is going to be on gatekeeping, especially from Alpha 7, potentially also later from S2G in that case.
As we see, as Stalwart Esports getting eliminated by Alpha 7. Alpha 7 trying to continue the momentum that they were just able to gather in Vikendi. And by the way, I was thinking back with Vikendi. Alpha 7 was always one of the strongest teams in that map, especially with Korea, so I wasn't surprised to see him being able to get 7 eliminations. We do see Sasha trying to get some shots there on Nigma Galaxy. He's not able to get them. If he's able to get the shots, he might be able to get Squad Ilum. Is he going to get it? And he is able to.
He took his helmet off, Soxy, though. It was like tipped his hat. I was like, oh, damn. No more helmet for him. That's unfortunate. A lot of damage. Now he has to heal. Karelio, the replay here we saw from earlier. That's a really good 3x spray coming in from Karelio onto Stalwart. Really well executed by them. And Alpha 7 just continues to impress us here with the high ground control, gatekeeping, the amount of information that they're able to gather from that high ground.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing right now, I mean, we're seeing some crazy splits on the map, too, from S2G. Players are absolutely split. We do see a 2-2 from Afterparty Esports, and when we look at Alpha 7, everybody's staying a lot closer. Interesting to see which one's going to end up backfiring. I mean, we saw Afterparty Esports, it backfired a little bit. Luckily, they were able to recover. And if I remember correctly, from Afterparty Esports, the champions of the first week of the main tournament before this after party, that team was able to keep composure in a lot of situations that other teams were not able to. So I'm not surprised that they're currently trying to be that greedy. But guess what? They end up getting one of the players knocked. Ravenclaw getting knocked there by Carrillo. As we do start seeing more fights, as we see Bigetron trying to come in a little bit closer. Guess what? Team Falcons getting some shots on Bandar. Bandar finally gets eliminated there by Team Falcons.
Yeah, exactly. Circle closest in this situation. There's going to be more fight for control. And obviously the fights throughout has been very steady. Actually less chaotic than I expected this one to be. A lot of focus on maintaining the high ground control and staying 4 guys alive for a lot of the teams. S2G Northwest control, 4 guys strong, Alpha 7 South control, 4 guys strong. And a lot of teams have been fighting on that eastern side, kind of focusing on some of the other after-party focus rewards here for this situation, and I really like to see that, obviously, that you kind of have 2 focus points. And here, this $10,000 that you're able to get from the chicken dinner, if you're able to close that run out, that's huge. So the focus in trying to stack that up is massive. So yeah, let's see if we're going to see some more fights evolve here in the southeast. Next circle does pop here, and as you see on the top right of your map, it does go slightly southeast. So S2G has to relocate from a 2-2 split into full format, and then they can push uphill from that compound they have on the northwestern side.
Yeah, and the good thing here with Afterparty Esports, their positioning, they're going to be able to see a lot, especially with the terrain change that they currently have. So I'm not surprised that they're not deciding to move there from the smackdown of the center, even though they currently do have just 3 players. And S2G, you mentioned, I'm actually intrigued to see if S2G is going to try to do a long rotation, and they're going to end up getting in a fight between Mafioso and Mythic.
Yeah, that could be a really good question here. They also the high ground in front of them could also be a good one. The question is how much information they're able to gather out of this. The shots are coming in, though. Mafioso, as you pointed out, taking down straight there. S2G losing 1 player. That was really rough for them. And Alpha 7's control is really working out for them, well, paying off for them. Mafioso, kind of the front man entry. And as you say, money's on the line here for this match 7.
Yeah, first airdrop being collected. Guess what? There's going to be 2 rewards for that. For first airdrop and most airdrops, and if that's the only one, especially this late, I don't think I'm gonna see anybody else go for it. He might be able to get both of those rewards, but just getting that one. But Alpha 7, actually, I'm enjoying the way Alpha 7 is playing right now. They're playing really confident after that last match. S2G, I mean, losing 1 player to Mafioso there. Mafioso, one of the youngest players of the team and also one of the most skilled. I feel like he's finally starting to come to himself. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at Rod, and I think Rod might actually be underground. He could be trying to work that. Yeah, I think he is trying to work that tunnel system. So that's going to be interesting what he's going to end up doing with all these other teams fighting at the top.
Falcons here, Yusuf taking some damage. He has to heal. Well, 2 helmet is broken. No vest anymore. That's been pushed off from him. It's a rough situation.
We do see
a lot of information. Oh my god, the shots connecting straight there. Silas taking so much damage, down to half HP now. He's trying to curve the bullets, and simply just too much cover right now on Silas. He just has a little bit of a ridge there to work with. Falcons continuing this high ground control here. As you say, Rod, yeah, we don't really see him on the screen right now. I think you're right. He must be
there. He is.
Yeah, we're talking about him, and he appears on screen. Great work from the servers. Desha is in this here, and the question is how much further can he get in? When does he have to get out, right? Because I'm quite sure that the next exit is actually close to the Falcons guys, and that is really the question is where is he gonna be exiting, or is he gonna try to continue just to stay down there, right? So it's gonna be interesting to follow his story here for the rest of the game. Next circle is gonna pop shortly, 7, and it's gonna be a big one because that center compound. Good cover, but that high ground on the north side that S2G can push up towards actually offers some good play for them here. As you see here on the left side, bottom left side on the map, as you see here just below Vampire, they can push into that and control that. And a lot of the other teams, they have to either sweep on the eastern side, so Alpha will have to push. Alpha 7 has to push up behind the Bigetron.
And that's exactly what they're currently doing. They're starting to see that. And
I'm
hoping that they remember that Bigetron is going to be there. And I think they do know that. And I was going to say, with Desha from Rod, he might want to stay there a little bit longer, but hopefully he does have some C4 because the only way that you're going to be able to get out of that is if you do blow.
Yeah, if you don't have a sticky bomb and you can't blow yourself out, he's just done. That's just crazy. Carrillo, more shots towards Bigetron. Finds! Oh my god, he's takes down Liquid. That is so well played. Suxy, last player for Bigetron 7.
Yeah. Suxy, I mean, we've seen what he's been able to do before. Right now, it's a completely different area. It's a completely different new map. Can he hold off 3 players from Alpha 7 that are currently pushing him, and they're going to be aggressive? As we know, Alpha 7 likes to be the thing right now with Alpha 7 that I'm seeing right now. They are being really aggressive, which I enjoy, but they need to be careful because Team Falcons might end up having a height advantage on them when they end up finishing this fight with Bigetron, unless Suxy is able to clutch up. Here we go. Is Suxy going to be able to clutch up? He's not going to be able to. Revo and the squad are just too much right now.
Oh, amazing shot from Stone 7. That was crazy. Alpha 7 ended up losing 1 guy. Mythic also, I believe, is knocked. So they're going to go down to just 2 players. Falcons also trying to gain a little bit more control, but Vampire, they have just played this so well.
And that's what I was talking about with Alpha 7. Yes, you are going to be confident, but you got to be careful with those angles that some of the teams are going to be able to get here in Karakin. And if I'm not mistaken, now they went from having 3 players up to just 1 player up for Alpha 7. And Team Falcons, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here from them. They are currently the only team in this. Actually, they had a player, and now he decided to leave. So we'll see what he ends up doing. Can he get a knock here from S2G?
Nice.
Look at Vampire Esports too. Vampire Esports is playing aggressive. They're playing together now too.
Clever. They have to get into the zone as well. Never alone with a good shot onto Silas. That leaves S2G just down to 2 players, and they don't have that many elimination here. So Kelsey's trying to defend this. Never alone's been found by Revo, one of the top fraggers coming out of Brazil. Really well played by him. Securing the points now. The question is, does he have more information or can he not see more? He's getting pushed off this high ground shortly, and he's going to have to push into the remainder of the Falcons player. Yeah, Never alone.
And there he goes with that push. And what you're hearing right now is you're hearing that C4. Somebody's trying to get out of there. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh my god.
Remember, I told you, these players need to be careful. He's going to throw the C4. Is he going to be able to clutch up? He does clutch up against Revo. Desha, he was quiet, but he's finally starting to wake up, and he was able to break through that, get an Ilum, wait for it, and get another Ilum. Great plays from that player,
that is
Desha 999.
That is crazy. Desha, super well played. Smoke's coming out as well. Raze finds Schweppes in that situation, and now could be turned around. 2 versus 2 versus 1 in this situation, and they have to push up. Control right now, they have a little bit of high ground control, but the circle really is going to define this next winner here.
Oh, Desha. Hey, you know what? Congratulations. You were able to get third place, and as well as some elims. Now it comes down to Vampire Esports against S2G. S2G does end up getting the knock. Kasi, is he going to go for the push here? He is able to spot somebody. He's trying to get some shots on him, and he's not going to be able to. But guess what? Racy is going to be able to heal up, and he is going to go for the push here. S2G, can they clutch it up? Vampire Esports going to hold it back, and they're not able to. S2G getting that chicken dinner and those 10K. Oh, I bet they feel really good right now.
Yeah, they're really happy about that. That's a fantastic one for that. It's the second one they're able to get today in this situation 7. That is just amazing. Super well played by them. And yeah, again, Karakin just does not defeat anything here. We're just so happy to see this. I would say the lack of chaos actually was really surprising to me, and I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, I was intrigued to see one player at least using that tunnel system. We'll see if that... I'm actually intrigued to see what's going to happen tomorrow once the players are able to spot that and see if it's going to actually work their way. But you know what? I'm pretty sure that Des is going to want to break this down right after this break.
Welcome back, everyone, to the PMWI. We have the Afterparty Showdown, and we're getting actually towards the end of our first day of action here, but it's time to start to look into our rankings, but not before reminding you guys once again that the Savvy Gaming Group, making sure this event is possible for all of us to enjoy, whether you're a talent, a player, or a viewer at home, or in the audience, I guess, technically. So let's take a look at our match ranking, though, brought to you by STC, and see how many points S2G got with their 14 on the board. A chicken dinner earlier on today. I didn't think we'd have a team doing 2 chicken dinners in a day. Off day 1.
Yeah, and I think you can realize it just by how loudly the Turkish talent was screaming over there. I was like, you don't even have to watch it. Like, okay, Turkish team win. They're pretty sure. But like, they were playing the northern side for the longest time, and what's really good in Karakin in particular are those high ground positions, getting the information right, and they just kept pushing in the north. They had all the information, and they only got involved towards the very end. They had the 4-man team. They had all the resources to take the fight, so not surprised in the position they came in from.
Smart, I think, is fair to say when it comes to Karakin. The huge mountain range in the middle of Karakin that acts almost like a pseudo kind of setup between Everest from Erangel meets Miramar. All of this stuff, those fights are very difficult to take. If you've got 2 teams up there, S2G, they played it slow. I think it was smart to play it slow, get kind of even off there, and then eventually kind of rise back to the top through it. And yeah, very, very good by them.
Yeah.
What about Rod, though? I mean, you had Daisha sitting inside the tunnel waiting for people to come around. I feel like he was there for like a good 10 minutes.
That's what I wanted to jump on. Like, normally if you're playing on the other maps like Erangel, Miramar, you see a door open, you'll be like, oh, there's maybe a player there, not too sure.
Yeah.
If you see like this huge hole in the wall, it's like, that's the wind. No, like,
probably.
a player came there.
Yeah, it was. Firstly, it was interesting was Rod's drop. I thought maybe they were going for the tunnels all over the place, but they lost people early. That was a little bit of a downer regarding that. But technically speaking, if those tunnels are in the circles for quite a decent portion of time, you can be sitting safe for quite a while on Karakin. So not too bad.
Okay, let's take a look at our match rewards, though, and see how much money some of the teams did pick up for themselves here, because it's very important. That is a big portion of the money, 414,000, if I'm not mistaken, for these teams. Obviously, the 10,000 for a chicken dinner tacked on top of that. S2G, I mean, they're already at, well, they're at a minimum of 27,000, because when I brought them up earlier on, they were at 17,000 minimum from that one. You can see here, Deadeyes Guys get the first elimination, Team Falcons getting the first team elimination, and even S2G getting the win and getting the first airdrop.
No first special elimination. Does that mean we get it?
Yeah, we get the money.
We get the money.
It gets split between the town.
Do you think we could just convince the players to stop doing anything and maybe we get all the money?
Okay, like
That's
nades are banned, cars are banned.
Sorry, stop, guys,
Okay,
stop.
Can't use them anymore.
Yeah. Falcons, though, I mean, they had a great spot to be playing this from as a whole. I think they very patiently approached from their direction to be able to get onto some of those high grounds and play it like a proper high ground. So that's why they were able to convert so much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is their speciality to push teams away from their location, like playing the edge. It is what they do best.
Edge.
Exactly. So,
PMWI.
yeah, good stuff on them.
Okay, well, you know, gentlemen, we haven't yet seen so far today where the teams currently stand when it comes to money. We've seen a little bit, actually, I think, in the last game. S2G, I think, was number one at the time. They should be number one now, I'd imagine. Let's take a look at our overalls, though, when it comes to money, because that is what it is all about here for these teams. 25K. Okay, so it's a combination of points and earnings. S2G currently in second, I guess, technically, with 36,000.
Because, of course, we're tracking the win as well for the overall situation. That actually has a lot of prize pool behind it as well. So total points, very, very important for the actually overall prize pool for the win down the line. But S2G is blasting at the moment when it comes to the overall money.
Yeah, 20K out of those 36 coming from those 2 wins alone. That's a really good pay rate for them in a single day.
Damn one Kia, 8th place, 1 chicken dinner, and 10,000 earnings. That 10,000 earnings is from that chicken dinner alone, which means they haven't gotten a single
they don't get
extra
limbs. You said it.
buck.
Yeah, they don't. They're a team that will play for the placement and play for the win down the line. In a lot of games in their region, when they get a win, it's low elim wins. So
not the best for this format. Yeah.
It's best to get the 10Ks.
Well,
if
Rod
they get it,
and R8 on 0 point, or there's 0 earnings so far. Obviously, there is earnings for when it gets to placings overall. But a little bit rough. For you guys at home, though, as you see, teams are earning money. Remember, the Vibe and Drive event is still currently going on where you can actually play in-game with your friends, complete some challenges, and unlock a free permanent legendary set, which I think Maxman is still working towards. But you guys have until the 24th to make it happen. We're about to load into Sanhok, though. It's going to be the next match of the day. It's going to be the second to last we have before we get into our duo match yet again, and that one's going to be over on Livik. We got to bring in our commentators, though, to kick off this match. It's going to be Avenger and 7 Worlds Gaming.
And Avenger, I mean, we went from action in Karakin, and then now we're going to be going from action to action in Sanhok, and I'm excited to see what kind of hot drops we're going to be getting. I'm loving this new format, man. Hopefully everybody currently watching this is loving it too. I'm enjoying the just non-stop action that we're seeing from all of these teams, and you see teams starting to change a little bit of like their strategies, thinking about those match rewards, saying, hey, do I mean, earlier, I'm pretty sure Lexi was thinking about it. Do I want to go for that crate, get that money, or what do I do here?
Yeah, exactly. And the big one is obviously, are you focusing on the placements throughout the day, or what are you focusing on? And look at that. The most eliminations so far, Kalilio and Avrevo is both in the top 3, and Raze, of course, in there with 10. A lot of damage coming out from action. Stalwart, again, very well represented, just like we saw at the PMWI main event. Alpha 7, again, dominating. They are on top of the leaderboard in terms of placement and the points they've gathered, but they're not leading due to the fact that S2G has gotten that many wins already. That is quite impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, and to be fair, with Alpha 7, most of that money that they currently got is from the rewards matches in Vikendi. That was a lot that they were able to gather there. And guess what? This is going to be an interesting one, too, because Nate Illims is going to count towards special eliminations. Yeah. And we did see some players there, longest elimination. You see Ray C there from S2G, 290. Not bad at all. Now, as we are looking at the map here, I do see S2G being really, really close to Deadeyes.
Yeah, I'm Penang, yeah.
And then
it looks like they're on either side as well, so they're kind of sharing the town east side of the river flowing through in that situation. As you're pointing out, Damwankia in the very top up by Tedmok, hot dropping or at least contesting Riyadh, and you can see Riyadh, they're like, oh, there's guys here, they're staying in their chutes, they're moving further east. They don't want to fight that easily. There's a knock, as you point out there, Seven, though. It is on S2G and Deadeyes Guys currently in Penang, and I see them pushing over. They could already be getting into some action. The rest came off really quickly. And here we have a glider shoot, of course, thanks to Sonic Xperia, their official smartphone partner here for the PMWI main event and the after party here at Gamers8 in Riyadh. Quick looting coming on in this situation. Back to the map, and the circle's going to pop. Ooh. It's going to be a very completely easy one. Yeah, a lot of the circle is already in on the first two circles here on Sanhok, and then that's where they start spicing it up. Oh, here we go. Deadeyes Guys and S2G. I see a DBS in hand on Amsi.
And S2G was able to pick up their players that was knocked, so that's good for them. They're not going to have to back up, and we're talking about a Damwankia.
So quiet.
Currently looting towards the north.
Quiet.
I know.
Yeah, it's Sanhok. It's so quiet. Where's all the hot drops? Where's the crazy action? I want to see something in boot camp and see hot drops, but nope. They are just chilling everyone right now. Again, you have to remember, we are going from 18 teams over to 12. There is 6 less teams in this situation here. That's quick math right there, right? Able to knock that out of the park. That's obviously clever. And John is sitting in the back just, clapping. That was amazing. S2G still under siege voluntarily with Deadeyes Guys. And they have... Deadeyes Guys were the aggressors. They moved across from the east side of the river to now be chilling out here. And it's obviously super important. The first elimination, he's getting a lot of money on the board. $2,000. And the first vibe is $5,000. So just that alone is $7,000.
And something that the viewers weren't really able to see is that Freak from Nigma Galaxy decided to back off a little bit. He was looting really, really close there to the S2G guys. And I think he didn't hear anything. I think he heard all the commotion stop like you were talking about. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my team. I do see Bigetron staying very, very close towards the east of Penang. And if they position themselves, I mean, we've seen it over and over again, especially with how the circle has been sped up and a completely different style of game here. You were talking about it. It's only 12 teams. Some of these teams are going to have so much room, so much space to do stuff that they're just not used to doing and position themselves in situations that usually they might not be able to position themselves in. It's going to come down to who is going to get that first knock. I mean, that first elim. I really thought it was going to be somebody from Deadeyes.
We're moving towards 5 minutes, 7, and I cannot believe that all 48 players and 12 teams are alive. I cannot believe it. We're in Sanhok.
I felt like last week we had already maybe had like 10. And there you go. Oh, guess what? Ray being able to get a nade. Is he going to try to get the finish? Oh, Deadeyes being able to get one of the other knocks. Who's going to... Oh, actually, you know what? Deadeyes being able to get the first elimination on S2G. That's going to be huge for them. And now, are they going to decide to continue on this fight, or are they going to decide to back off? This is going to be interesting as one of the Deadeyes guys is running away. S2G Silas getting spotted from the off angle. And Hamsi getting a knock on Shifu. How is Deadeyes going to be able to recover from this, Avenger?
The question is, do they just commit to the fight or disengage? I see DPS in hand here of Hamsi. Anyone pushing him right now is going to go down. Colsey with the nade in hand, going for more special eliminations in this case. Oof, that could have been a big one. Popping some energy. No vest here on Turlov. A little one helmet only. These guys are fighting with scraps.
They really are. S2G is going to be throwing this. Molly, is this going to end up hitting?
That's on point.
It is going to end up hitting. He is hurting. Guess what? Silas is going to make the push with the DDS. Can he get the knock? He lays down. He does end up getting the knock there on Deadeyes. Turkish teams are just on a tear right now. I mean, congratulations, S2G. You guys did end up losing a player, and one of the other players is currently down. But right now, you guys are looking hot, and you guys are getting a lot of money and a lot of those match awards. But as I say that, I might be able to curse it because guess what? Deadeyes, sir, coming back, getting a knock. And as we're seeing this fight go on, Lord does end up getting an airdrop. And as I was talking about Nigma Galaxy, they are going to be pushing this fight. They were waiting for some commotion to start happening, and this is what happens with the new style. Third parties are going to be a lot easier for some of the other teams. Hamodi, that's it for S2G. How the tables turn right there.
Nigma Galaxy just pushing in and just wrapping that up. That is crazy. Rauf pushing in. They're trying to take advantage of this Deadeyes Guys situation where the wrestlers are coming off, but they don't have enough information just yet. Rauf, Hamodi, they're trying to nade, trying to pre-clear some of these corners, but they don't fully know just what is going on right now.
And Lord, with the airdrop that he was able to get, he is going to have a Groza at hand, which right now, with the way this fight is looking to set itself up, it's going to be massive for that team. Here we go, Nigma Galaxy. I think they have realized that they're going to be up there. Oh,
Saiga.
True Love decides to just stop him. He gets 2 knocks. Can he get the third one?
Oh, Hamodi. Headshot with the M4. Turn the table just a little bit now. And it's a 2 versus 1 in this situation. Freak Hamodi has to push Turlov. Turlov immediately going for the rest onto Chari. Hamodi around the corner. Oh, that's a good molly. That could really be finishing that off. Chari's going to go down again. Turlov on fire. He's going to be burned alive. Really well executed by Nigma Galaxy in this situation. Super well thought of third party.
Great Molotov. Great patience out of Nigma Galaxy there, but I feel like I have to give some credit there to True Love because, man, he was able to hold him off as long as he could. He even tried to pick up his teammate. It didn't end up working out. Wow.
Yeah.
What a third party by Nigma Galaxy. That was great to watch.
Plus, they're able to get another drop as well. That's $1,000 for them for the first drop. The question is if there's other drops, or if they're able to get another one, they're able to secure the most drops gotten here. We see Vampire Schweppes with a 4x on the M4 looking towards Stalwart to see if he wants to get involved. But right now, they're just holding on to that center.
And as we're seeing all these teams here inside the circle, guess what? There is one team currently that's not inside the circle. It's going to be Riyadh. They're currently just looting by Camp Bravo, working very slowly towards that circle. And right now, we might end up seeing some of the fight here between Team Falcons and Alpha 7. Some of the players are very close. And as I said, Revo is going to be able to spot one player from Team Falcons. He stops it from throwing the grenade, and he's going to decide to back up a little bit more, try to possibly get an angle on him. He is also going to end up throwing a nade. They're going for that special elimination rewards in the match. And Powerful decides to back off as well, waiting for his team, Martin.
Yeah, for sure. And this is exactly the one, right? We're looking at. They're able to close this one off. Falcons in this other high ground with Powerful kind of pushing uphill. You could gather some of this information. Revo with a nade in hand is just waiting for that. That could be a good directional nade towards Powerful. Does not connect. No, it was probably too far. Powerful, 3 helmet, 3 backpack. Did he see Mafioso in that moving on that rock? Mafioso has a super amount of information. Powerful right now. He does. And he is obviously relaying this information to everyone else. Revo crawling up towards this high ground tower. Clearly on the other side, they could have him in a pinched situation. Powerful with some damage towards him. Mafioso connecting a good amount of it. He's going to get knocked as well by Revo.
Mafioso playing very aggressive. Didn't end up working out for his team. And guess what? Revo goes back to his sniper tower now. The Rebel went from being on the defensive to back to the offensive. They do know where Team Falcons is at. Is Alpha 7 gonna be willing to take this fight? Are they gonna decide to push that? Because we know how aggressive they are currently playing. One player that is currently missing there is Carrillo, and Carrillo might actually be able to wrap around Falcon. And guess what? With that knock right there, this is going to be a full push by Alpha 7. You can see it from this team. And as I say that, Carrillo was getting that angle on the team. And this is looking great right now for Alpha 7, Martin.
Yeah, exactly. With that knock right there, that's the go signal. That's where you relocate because you know you're going to have 2 guys down. Damar is trying to defend that push. He's going to take down Mafioso. Super well played by Damar. Revo's close. He's taking some damage, but Never Alone has a DPS in hand.
And as they were able to just make that push, they took a little bit too long because Team Falcons was able to pick up their player. And Damar positioning himself perfectly there to just stop that finish. And guess what? Yusuf gets a knock with the grenade on Carrillo. That's going to be a huge knock. And here comes another nade. Can he get another nade? He's not, but he does get some damage on him. Team Falcons starting to go on the offensive. Here comes another nade. He gets some damage as well. Damar knows exactly where Revo is at. They're just waiting for him. They do end up finishing there, Mafioso, and they also knock Mythic. Now it's a numbers game. Falcon is going to go for it. Ooh, I thought he was going to make the jump. Just go for it. Just do it. He is going to do it. Can he get the knock? Can he get the Ilum? He misses some shots. Ultimately, though, one of the other teammates, Never Alone, does end up getting that finish.
Yeah.
Alpha 7, it looked great for them, and then it absolutely backfired. I think they took a little bit too long. They didn't have any vehicles to actually make that push. And the way one of the players there from Team Falcons set themselves up just to see what was going to be coming over that ledge.
It's just a perfect bait, right?
Yep.
You're sitting there, oh, we get a knock, all right. Get the shotgun sound, Saiga in hand, DPS in hand. They push up, get close. Forever Alone pushes out Damar with the high ground takedown on to Mafioso, which is super well executed. Top push some shots here towards 7C. He's connecting with action as well. Two of the top fraggers. He's really good at connecting those shots in that distance. Top did go down.
Vampire Esports actually getting into the action there.
Yep.
Between Stalwart Esports and 7Cs, being able to get a knock. And now guess what? They're going to be pushing into 7Cs, trying to get that third party, trying to get those team eliminations for the match rewards. As Stalwart Esports is able to recover that player that was knocked down. Vampire Esports playing it slow, waiting to see what 7Cs is going to be doing here. They do have the numbers, but we've seen that that does not mean anything. As earlier, Alpha 7 had the numbers, and Team Falcons eliminated them. Stone pulling out the UMP. There you go. Troy being able to get a knock. Now this is the push that they're going to make. Decide to go inside. Spray God just waiting, healing on the corner. Is he going to get spotted? They have not spotted him yet. He's actually being able to get a knock. Is he going to be able to get another knock? He's not able to get a second knock there on Vampire Esports. Vampire Esports being able to finish up that team without losing any players.
Yeah, that should be another situation for Stalwart to just push down and take control of that, because they can capitalize on 2 knocks. They're just, I feel like they are thinking we're just a little bit too far away to get close enough to do that, just that. And Vampire now, all 4 guys standing, 4 guys strong. Pika has moved closer. Top still on this rocket. They have a good amount of physical cover that they can work with. They could be holding them out in this situation here. They are the guys closer to the circle. Better high ground control. More shots are coming in. Ravenclaw taking damage from action.
The way Stalwart Esports is located right now, look at them.
My God, pre-firing that smoke was just crazy. So much damage onto the Vampire guys. Action with the 3 helmet and 3 vest. Stalwart looking so strong from this terrain.
Stalwart Esports being able to get all the angles to where their position right now. If I'm not mistaken, one of this players from Stalwart Esports is actually starting to make a bit of a rotation on the other side of Vampire Esports, trying to get just a cheeky angle on this team. And Vampire Esports right now is just in a corner. I don't know how they're going to be able to get out of this. The only hope that they would have is that some other team comes up behind Stalwart Esports and distract them. And I don't think that's currently going to happen with the way that these teams are set up.
I think you're right in that situation. Damon, Kia on screen, R8 in the distance. Fabian moving in closer. He's going to be close to R8. Shots are coming out. Stockton is not going to be able to connect just that, but the support from Damon Kia in the distance is good, and he takes some damage. Now circle is closing here, and this is where the action really comes into effect here, because this next circle is going to be a small one, and there's going to be some moves that's going to have to be made. Nigma Galaxy is still in Painang. Bigetron has gone into Quarry high ground on that center hill, so if they have a good shift for them, they could be looking at a lot of eliminations. Ooh. That's a good shift for them actually, and Falcon is going to be on the east side of the quarry, Riyadh on the northeast side, and R8 is going to be on the northwest side with Bigetron on that west side on those compounds. They're going to be moving in closer, potentially with a 2-2 split, I could imagine, if they want to be greedy, or if they want to stay close, it could be a full 4-man in that northern compound close to the road.
Yeah, and with that rotation now becomes a question for Stalwart Esports. How long are you willing to wait for Vampire Esports to actually make a move?
Yeah.
Because guess what? Vampire Esports is realizing that they were in a tight spot, and they're now deciding to back off, try to get a vehicle, and try to find another route just to get out of there. And I think Stalwart Esports, at some point here, they got to decide, okay, you know what? It's time to back off a little bit more. Maybe reposition ourselves.
Right.
And they need to be careful, too, because Scree is currently very, very far away from his teammates. If he does end up getting knocked, he's just going to end up getting eliminated. And guess what? Vampire Esports Stone knows exactly where he's at, and he's going to be relaying that information.
That's a headshot.
That is a headshot. It backs him up, and this might be the opening that Vampire Esports needs.
Yeah, exactly. That was the angle that they didn't want them to cover. And Scry cannot go down from that angle. He's far away from his teammates. He has to heal up. He has to get fully healed. Otherwise, we know for sure that he could be going down and he would be lost. They're not going to go for him when he's that far away from the current circle. Stalwart looks to be disengaging from this fight here, 7, and focusing and prioritizing on getting some better terrain inside the circle, which I actually like.
Yep.
Focus a little bit more on the placement points for this situation. Only 1 elimination on them so far, but they are 4 guys strong, and they could control that western side, considering Bigetron have the center right now. Obviously, they don't have that information, but there's some pretty good terrain that they could take. There's some compounds available, and Pika is already super out far, getting that information on that T-Road section compound that is quite strong inside the new circle.
And ultimately, I mean, Vampire Esports, if for some reason Stalwart Esports was going to end up staying there, Vampire Esports was able to find a way to rotate out of there. You can see them right there on the vehicles, making a long push. But what I'm going to be seeing now is they might end up running into Nigma Galaxy, because they're both of those teams are currently making the exact same rotation. And with Stalwart Esports, I think the main reason why they decided to back off, they were on top of that hill south of boot camp for a very long time. And I think they might have been able to hear some of the shots from the earlier fights that we saw from Nigma Galaxy being able to third party. So they might have that in the back of their head. They might be thinking, you know what, we don't really want to get trapped here. This is a fight that we're willing to just give up to get into the circle. And right now, I think they're starting to realize that was the best choice for them.
Yeah, exactly. And with just 8 teams left, still 31 players remaining. In this case, a lot of teams standing 4 guys strong. Everyone except for Falcons has 4 members strong currently. So you can definitely tell the shift of focus is going over to that placement heavy focus, or the chicken dinner focus, with that $10,000 on the line for every single win that you're able to get here. High ground above the cave. We'll get into the cave, and now we're going to be looking at the map. The next circle is going to pop, and it's going to be an important one. It's going to be smaller shifts for this one. In that case, some teams might have to traverse across a lot of terrain, maybe with potential without any information here, because there is a lot of high ground and a lot of low grounds, plus the compounds currently around Quarry can really facilitate and accommodate a lot of players, especially towards the eastern side. You can see currently right over there, Falcon. It's going to go west. So Bigetron with a huge advantage. They have a big question to ask themselves, what compound do we stay in currently? And I'm expecting it to be the center one. It is kind of hard to hold because you have all these big walls around it. And also it's hard to get a lot of emulations from it. So the question is, do they focus fully on the win here? Or do they try to gatekeep some of the teams that are going to be pushing in from the east side or through the quarry? It's kind of hard to hold the quarry because it has a lot of deep divots and kind of canyons that are working in through with a lot of cover. So they could potentially be losing out on the players. But let's see what Damankia and R8 is going to be up to here. They're going to be fighting 2 teams for just 1 position available right now.
As RA is currently being able to spot there, Damankia. And I love what you were saying there in regards to Bigetron. And I'm glad that all of the players now decided to get a little bit closer, and they are deciding on which compound they're going to be holding. Guess what?
It's
Yusuf
Falcons
from Team Falcons.
I can't
being
believe
able
it.
to spot that and trying to get some shots on him. Yusuf
Look at
still
that
going for it,
tap.
and he gets the
Yusuf!
knock too. Trying to go for the longest aim. Can he actually get that? Ooh,
That is
was so
crazy.
close.
That is far away. We are talking at least 250 meters away there, potentially even further. Could be above the 300 meters that is currently the longest. I don't think he's going to be able to confirm it. Smokes and he's trying to tap with it. Falcons also themselves have to move, but Yusuf have gathered a little bit of information. They could potentially go into the quarry. Now, Damankia on screen, Rat on screen, and they're going to have to fight for that northern side of that quarry, separated with that high ground road.
I'm intrigued what currently Team Falcons is doing there. I feel like they're just waiting a little bit too long. Maybe they're trying to see more commotion happening within the circle.
Potentially, yeah. Yusuf have a lot of information. He could potentially just hold that compound high ground. Then they will move into the quarry. So he's kind of the information gatherer right now. And our Lord on screen.
Guess what? Here comes the grenade from Laura. Is he going to be able to get that finish? They do end up getting a finish there from Vampire Esports.
Close.
The Vampire Esports starts backing off. I don't think they want to have this fight right now, as you do see Stony making a push towards the circle, and the Vampire Esports players are going to end up following. Nigma Galaxy does decide to back off as well, and as we're talking about what Team Falcons is going to do, guess what? Never Alone decides just to make a crazy push there into Quarry with the information that Yusuf was able to relay, and Damar is looking to make that exact same push towards that Quarry. here you go. Never alone. He's going to be very, very close to Bigetron. And you mentioned earlier, which compound is Bigetron going to be able to hold? I'm
not holding anything right now. They're holding that kind of high ground with that rock just outside that compound. And that's kind of interesting because if you have somebody that just does a smash and grab on the compound from the north side with R8 and Damonkia, potentially they have a car, they could do it. But obviously they don't have a lot of information. We're going to see the next circle here. They're trying to survive, and then they're going to make a decision what's going to happen. But I'm definitely seeing an R8 and Damonkia fight revolving. Oh my god, they get a northern hard shift. That's going to be important. That's going to be a fight for terrain here for Damonkia and R87.
Yeah, this could be a very, very big fight. Nobody's going to be near them for whoever team ends up winning that. Is he able to get the knock? He's not able to get the knock. Fabian, he's going to try to go for it again. Can he get the knock? He needs to be careful that he doesn't. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't end up getting the knock with the car, but guess what? Scone does end up getting knocked. Damn one Kia soon trying to make that push. They decide to get off the vehicles. They don't want to go for that special Elam, and now they're making a push. This is a great push here for them. One Kia, you mentioned it. This is a great position for the team that's going to end up winning, and Damwon Kia definitely wants this. They already have one chicken dinner today, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking to add another one. 10K, Ida being able to get... No, he doesn't get any knocks. He gets backed off there from Fabian, and Fabian is just going to keep on making that push. He's going to end up getting the Illim, that DVS. I love this from Damwon Kia. It doesn't matter what stage of the map we're on, they still have at least one player with the DVS for some close range. Vampire Esports do have some players now. Prestige currently being able to just sneak himself away from that fight, but ultimately Damwon Kia controlling that north point and also controlling the high ground for this circle.
And staying 4 guys alive in a push towards R8 is just so impressive. I expect them to go down with at least 1 or 2 guys. Soxy finds Freak. Lord goes down to Forever Alone. And now Bigetron are making a little bit of a mess here towards that south side. They are taking to have a lot of control. Look at that. More pushes is coming in. Stalwart under a lot of fire. Nades are coming in as well.
Janfall is being really aggressive here, getting those eliminations, and he's very, very far away from his current team. And guess what? Damwon Kia is going to be very happy because the circle just shifted, and he shifted to them, and they're currently the only team that's inside the new circle.
Oh my god!
With that high ground as well, and now there's 2 northern hot shifts as well. Stalwart Esports. Bigetron sucks. Is he going to be able to get the knock? He does get the knock there. Stalwart Esports does end up getting eliminated. Bigetron. The twins. He eliminates Nigma Galaxy as well. Bigetron currently looking good with this eliminations, but they need to hurry up and pick up those players.
It's got to be fast in that situation there. Also, otherwise, they're going to lose Misery, and they need every single member they can have if they want to control that next circle, at least have a chance. 2 northern shift in that situation is just so rough, especially with Damwon Kia 4 guys strong on that high ground. That is going to be a rough push for them. Juni pushing, or at least standing high ground here, putting some shots into Riyadh and Falcons. Guys are still outside the zone. That's a good amount of shots from Juni. Munira is gone down from Riyadh.
With the high ground right here, then he's going to be able to get the other knock. He does get the other knock, and he's going to go for the finishes. Juni just putting himself in a position that he's going to be able to acquire a lot of points for his team. Damwon Kia with the 2-2 split, but right now it's working wonders. And I love that they're going for that 2-2 split. Team Falcons, you might want to make a push to that circle because it's different. We are not back to last week. And guess what? Juni does end up getting the finish on one of the players that he knocked earlier. Bigetron Esports now trying to climb this mountain. Damwon Kia does continue to have that 2-2 split, and they need to be careful because one of the players, Prestige from RA, is still alive and very, very close to them. Rad has been really quiet.
Yeah,
super quiet.
Oh my god, they're just next to each other. Rad hears him with the UMP, takes him down. That's another elimination for them. But Rad now have given the information to everyone on the high ground. And that next circle has shifted as well, and it's insane. It's gone northwest towards Damwon Kia once again. Back to back to back, high ground, hard shifts. It's crazy. They should be able to hold on to this.
But they should be able to.
Bigetron has 3 guys strong. They could make it the big dream happen here in this case.
If they do make a push to the Damwon Kia guys that are currently by themselves outside of that circle, this could be huge for Bigetron. But I think right now they're just so focused on the guys that are within that circle. Damwon Kia decides to back off. Judy, Forrest, you can see them right there. They're like, okay, I think it's just one player over here. I think it's just going to be 1 point. And they're going to back off to try to hold off the teams that are going to be coming into that circle, which is going to be Bigetron. Bigetron laying down Luxy, Suxy, and Misiri still alive, trying to get some spot. You can see Rod right there. They've been quiet. He's going to get spotted by Juni. Can Juni get this knocked? He is going to be able to get that elimination.
11 for them so far, 7. That is so impressive. The question is, can they hold off Bigetron guys? We see Soxy jump out. Juni goes down, and Soxy could be pushing onto this rocket. Take control of that. Fabian trying to defend. Soxy goes around. Fabian also puts a lot of damage. More pushes coming in towards the Misery goes down. This is huge. Soxy putting in more damage. Takes down Fabian.
Soxy getting the knock right there. Now it's going to be a 1v2. Can he pull this off? He does have one Molotov. He's going to make the other players push up for it.
That's perfect.
Does it hit? Oh, it doesn't hit. It does back him off soon. Throwing the grenade. Is this grenade going to hit? Oh, barely 2 HP for Soxy. They're going to make the push. Can he get the knock? Forrest going with the high ground on top of that rock. Back it up, but guess what? It's too much. It's too much. That DBS is just too much. And guess what? Who's going to be happy right now? Team Falcons, because Team Falcons actually decided to continue on with that Hail strat, and it worked out for them.
5 more.
And now Damar's trying to see if he can maybe get an angle and possibly get some elimination points for his team.
I doubt it. He has 5 more first states, though, or 4 more after that one. Song could be looking at his general direction, but Damar is slowly walking towards that circle. Has to constantly heal, move super slowly when you have this first stage popped. Song does try to molly some of these angles. Damar, he knows that he potentially is second place already, or is quite sure. He has 3 helmet and a 3 vest. Could potentially get 1 down, but there are 3 guys alive. There's absolutely no chance that he survived this one. But it will be 6 points guaranteed for Falcons after this heal strat working up. And now we see a little bit of dance. No more. He's going to deny the points. Super well executed by Falcons with the split strategy after that. But that means Damwon Kia takes the chicken dinner and $10,000.
That 24 points, and you said the $10,000, I'm pretty sure they might have taken also some of the other match rewards because they eliminated a lot of teams with that 2-2 split that they had with the high ground that they had after getting the control of the north of that circle. Overall, Damwon Kia, what a match. We're talking about how they only had some money from the chicken dinner. They were able to just absolutely just shut us up and get a lot more rewards.
Very surprised how this shift of focus on how the teams are approaching the games here is very, very interesting. Obviously, 6 less teams. Very, very interesting in terms of how they're really focusing on, of course, the eliminations, but early on, very focused on not being the team that is giving up those thousands of dollars that is up for the first eliminations and first team wipes here in the Afterparty Showdown. Really interesting fights we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fights that just kind of pops off is Alpha 7 earlier on. I'm really shocked that they ended up losing that fight with the numbers that they had, with the way that they were pushing. But ultimately, I mean, Damwon Kia, what a match. 24 points for them.
Yeah, huge one for them to be able to close out, and going to be important for the overall placement for that situation. Of course, I loved how they were able to hold that high ground, but they did have an insane amount of shifts. But that end game is going to be talked a lot more about with our dashing desk here after this short break.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
welcome back to PMWI, the Afterparty Showdown, as Damwon Gaming take themselves, or Damwon Kia, I should say, take themselves their second chicken dinner of the day, join the likes of S2G, who have been able to get two themselves. Jason Captain still joined by Maxman and Kalaris as we're breaking down Sanhok by first taking a look at our match rankings brought to you by STC. What's impressive about Damwon Kia's win there, though, able to get some eliminations. We talked multiple times about how they're a team that can get wins, but can't really seem to pick up a lot of elims. Well, they shut us up.
No, definitely. I mean, a lot of hard shifts. North will give them slight favor in that regard for the final moments. But the best bit about all of those hard shifts was they had what was such an overlook on the rest of the lobby once all those circles came their way that they could start getting big elim points. And this is actually not very Sanhok-esque to get 14 elims off the back of a chicken dinner.
Yeah, very top-heavy for the first place only this time around, instead of like top 5 teams being all up there. And the fact that they've been constantly rotating from the northern side, they know the north, no one's going to focus there. No one's going to enter from that location. So you only really have 180 degrees of land in front of you. You have to focus down. You have that cliff. No team is going to be a threat to you. They have to take an uphill battle. Everything's coming your way to get the win. And Damwon, even as you say, they're not like a team that's very focused on elims. Here, it's impossible to not get elims almost.
And I feel Bigetron probably felt like they couldn't catch a break in that game. I mean, they had the compound next to Quarry, which technically speaking is a difficult circle to play as Quarry, especially if it shifts down towards some of that low ground. But they had a great position, but the circle just was like, nope. Just unfortunate.
Hashtag BTR lose? Is that what the circle was saying?
BTR
Unfortunately for this one.
Yeah, BTR prank. I mean, unfortunate, but still nice to see that. I think it was Luxy having like some great turnaround shots, some great picks himself. But good to see them actually be able to get some decent elims and a decent placing overall. But Team Falcons, the team coming in from the World Invitational main event, able to, again, get another decent finish. This team is really proving they can compete against the best in the world.
Yeah, I think Damar still wants his soup right now. He still wants it. I mean, it's their strat, right? It works out, and he's still good on Sanhok, and you have less teams, so you can potentially give him more meds. So it's strat that works. You get second place like that, like you can't argue with that.
I mean, they're soaring. They're constantly ever present at the top of these lobbies here. And, I mean, if they continue this on, they'll be able to knock Alpha 7 off their pedestal at the very top.
That's some bold words, but you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see someone challenge the top. And I don't. Does Alpha 7 actually have the #1 spot? Actually, yeah, they did.
They were
right?
57
they
points.
Checked, right? Yes. S2G was actually behind them. But we're actually going to be checking the match rewards, see how much money the teams got for themselves, or who more importantly took these awards. We're going to have first elimination, Deadeyes Guys. Okay, fantastic. First team elimination, Nigma Galaxy get an extra 5K. Team Falcons though, first special elimination, meaning by vehicle or by grenade.
I think that we saw one team actually trying to roll over. I don't remember who it was. I think they were not going fast enough.
Damwon Kia.
It was Damwon, yeah. If you don't have enough speed, you're just going to push them out the way. So you need to get that speed, and just going in circles, you're not going to get that
I felt
fast.
like more teams in this game, more than any other, were really attempting to get some of these, especially the special eliminations coming their way.
They're trying the mollies
as well.
especially a lot.
Yeah, which...
But it's not.
We said, doesn't count. I mean, mollies are good on this map because all the buildings are made of wood, right? So...
yeah, exactly. And you just want